really am. It's really wild. I really am very pleased to be here tonight. It's been quite a while we've all been away, so they only let me out a little bit. And I ask about that, but I'm so happy to be here tonight because it gives me it's a great opportunity to express my admiration for Jane Campion. And that began many years ago at Venice, when she was there with Angel at my table. And we met then, I think it was 1990. And my admiration has only increased over the years. I wish she would make more pictures, but everyone that you do get to make really counts. In terms of the film, what is strength and who is the strongest? And the power of the dog, for me, at first, I saw a still from this, and the trappings of the Western, right? But the usual expectations that I bring to the genre, the Western genre, as I started to watch the picture, all this is turned inside out. And what is strength and who is strongest? What is the very essence of strength? These questions are at the very heart of the conflict at the core of the picture. I mean, it's there visually, but not how I expected it. It's there actually in the image of braiding a rope. And, you know, I get the sense, I know there's going to be a battle that resolves everything at the end. And there is a battle, all right, but it's not out in the open range. It's within. And there are weapons of choice, which are surprising too, because the weapons are avoidances, withdrawal, tentative steps, and everything is obliquely expressed between the characters and the storytelling. It all comes from the side, you know. There's an ellipsis and a suggestion dictating the editing. The cuts quite often, instead of pushing you forward, they push you forward in a way, but not propelling you. In actuality, they shift you to another place, another plane, which is suggestive and intriguing and thought-provoking. For example, the slow pan over the rolling hills cuts to rolling a cigarette. The look in Cody Smith-McPhee's eyes as he takes the cigarette and he gives it to Benedict Cumberbatch. Is murder or love or both, really? And just at that moment of expectation, there's a cut to the face of a horse, then the mane of a horse, then an eye, an ear, and then the flank of the horse where this fly lands. And we hear the buzzing on the soundtrack of the fly, and then the fly buzzes away. And that sound, that tone of that sound, is what carries us through the playing out of the rest of the story. But as it plays out, it reveals it's really, this story is part of the natural order of things. I mean, there even seems to be a curse on the family. This great, disturbingly empty house that they live in. The anthrax itself, I watched the picture a few times, the anthrax itself seems like the agent of fate, like great tragedy. I've seen the picture a number of times now. I like looking at it. I like experiencing it. Each time I'm equally impressed by the production design, the cinematography, every element of the picture, and of course these extraordinary performances. Benedict Cumberbatch and Cody Smith-McPhee and Kirsten Dunst and Jesse Plemons, whom I'm lucky enough to work with 2 times now. And of course I'm most impressed by Jane's direction. And it's a precious thing to have an artistic voice as powerful as Jane's developing over time. It's like a great ongoing conversation, and it's something that shouldn't be taken for granted. A few months ago, we were in New York, and we actually had dinner. And it was one of the nights they let me out, but it was in the house. They let me from room to room. And I just seen the film for the first time. And we talked about our pictures. We made Westerns, I guess. They take place in 1921. At least we know that we had cows in them. We both had cows. And we talked about that. And she asked where I was in my process of the film. And I told her I was hiding out. I was in the editing. I was in the cave. And she looked at me and she said, editing. Yeah, people don't understand. Right. That's where you learn the film. I gotta tell you, Jane, this film certainly taught you well. And so I'm very pleased to present the New York Film Critics Circle Award for Best Director to Jane Campion.